Good evening, on and all, and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1. And some people have been saying to me, "Ooh, is this not Division 2 tonight?" And to my answer for that one, I suppose, is 1 and 2 are different numbers. Anyway, we are playing some extra Division 1 games at the moment because Division 2 is slightly ahead. 3 or 4 rounds for some teams, so it's time to play some Division 1 games and catch it up over the course of this week, and especially tonight is a bit of a busy one. So if I just play a few games, it'll catch up at least half a round and not leave us quite so far off the pace. Some news for Big Kid there, Jörg Heinrich back in training, fantastic. Fixtures for tonight, then we got Old Age Ballers versus Arsenal Ajax, Real E versus North Trafford, Team GB versus Allenson, and Tyneside versus Falaraki. How it looks in the table at the moment when we come to have a look at these sides. Real E doing okay at the moment, being in the top 3 for quite a number of rounds now, about half the season. Don't know why I came off there. Dargetti, look at that, they've been top the entire time. Steelhawks have they made their way up to second, haven't they? Done a decent job with that. If we look at the rest of the teams around there, Real E did go slightly ahead of them. Trumpton, how they've been getting on. They've been up and down, but they're sort of, it's good to see them coming back up the league at the moment. Loco Calaveras have been in around the top 5 almost the entire time. Team GB never peaked higher than 5th, and you'd expect that team to be top 3, top 4 over the course of the season, so at least they picked up from a dreadful start. North Trafford a bit further down. They being, well, obviously the trouble with having so many managers, Ryan seems to have steadied them a little bit recently. If we take them off here, Arsenal Ajax, again, there's no team again, so we just have the minimal changes and no substitutes. But it's sad to see a team not really being used by manager. Roundhay, next one up, they have never been ahead of North Trafford all season. They've had that gap all the way through, and their best position for quite some time is 9th, but they are an entertaining side. Falaraki, a team that I'd consider to be very much on the same level as those, 12th at one point, but a climb up to 10th, and I can't see them dropping out of that top 10 over the rest of the season. Old Age Ballers there in 11th, but a good opportunity tonight to pick up some points. I mean, obviously that would leave Falaraki, if they didn't get a result tonight, outside the top 10, but I still feel that they will get back into there. Imagine Madrid comes next, and at least Chris's recent form has started to turn the team around somewhat, and they are as high as 12th. Allenson, what a massive win it was last time against the league leaders. Briefly in 10th, but other than that they've been in the top 3 the entire season. And Tyneside hitting bottom again after what seemed like a good little run. They've hit the bottom of the table. So, results from last time, we had a full round of fixtures in the league. Allenson beating Dalgety Rangers was absolutely massive. Asner and Trumpton hitting a 0-0 draw there, and Imagine Madrid beating Tyneside 3-2 in a massive game down at the bottom of the table, especially the late winner there from Alan Smith, breaking the hearts of the Newcastle men. North Trafford beating Loco Calaveras was a superb result for them. Old Age Ballers continuing their unbeaten run with a draw against Real E. Good result there for them. Really, really positive result. Keeps their unbeaten record. Roundhay beating Falaraki. I told you they were close. It took them till penalty winning the game there, and only 11 empty seats in the stadium. And Steelhawks beating Team GB in a very one-sided game, to be honest. It was definitely Steelhawks looked better throughout the vast majority of the game. Team of the week led Costanzo to being in goal, and obviously a forward left and a forward right going to those 3 positions up front. How people have been doing. Van Nistelrooy, half a point ahead of everybody else at this stage of the season, superb. Elber, Shevchenko, Robin Nikiforenko dropping massively at the moment. Roundhay and Crespo, the top 7, coming from just 2 teams, 1st and 9th in the table. Cafu from Old Age Ballers, still not quite in fitness yet. Shea Given and Penza completing the top 10. Goals wise, Nikiforenko 3 goals clear of Van Nistelrooy, with Shearer from Falaraki now on double figures with Crespo and Penza as well. Morat having a good season. They're just on 8 league goals. They conceded. Look at that, Carlo Cudicini 38 and Wieczkowski with 34. Nobody else has played enough games to have conceded so many. Penalty wise, Solskjaer and Ashley Cole have 2. And in the assists, Van Nistelrooy 4 clear of Riquelme of Loco Calaveras. Then a little bit further down the list we got the yellow cards. Roy Keane with 8 yellow cards, Stam 7, Nesta Cafu and Samuel on 6 red cards, Nuno and David Seaman on 2 each, the goalkeepers. Union there. David Seaman, of course, star of a Safe Style UK advert. Van Nistelrooy 4 man of the matches with Shearer, and quite a number of players there, 8 of them. Next up on the list, 2 round here players with 3 man of the matches, and 2 real E players as well. Passing, Neville, Gamera, Ferdinand and Stam. Centre backs there doing an easy job. That's the short passing for you with no pressure from the attacking mids. And then Campbell clear on tackles. Roy Keane the only one keeping anywhere near him at the moment. Dribbles per game, Kieran Dyer the only one above 3. Shots on target, Habib Jafar. They're up at the top of the list. He's played plenty of games, so it makes sense for him to be up there with some accurate shooting. So a reminder of these games for today: Old Age Ballers, Aston Ajax, Real E versus North Trafford, Team GB versus Allenson, and Tyneside versus Faliraki. And where do we start? We start off with Old Age Ballers versus Aston Ajax, and of course Aston enforced change. Bakajolu is out injured, and if we go through to where the first space is for a centre midfielder, there are no actual MCs, so we've gone to the DMC there of Aaron Vinter playing alongside Elise in the middle of midfield there. And if we go to Old Age Ballers, last time these two teams met, Old Age Ballers won 3-0 in the Cup, and in the league, I'm going to the wrong one there clearly. If I go to the league for past meetings, it was 1-0 to Aston in the league back in the days when the manager picked the team. For today, Maldini's out, Tony Adams is out, so at least we changed the system with Ronaldo and Gascoigne both missing, Cafu unfit. So a sweeper, seen with Laurent Blanc playing at the back there with Jürgen Kohler and Marcel Desailly partnering each other as centre backs there. Other than that, the team seems reasonably unchanged, apart from a few places on the bench. Harold Shetner, great referee on today, and we'll watch it from the viewpoint of the Old Age Ballers as they had the team in. So the early start, Aston looking positive there, and an injury to Paul Ince, and we will just check Martin's instructions. We're only 5 minutes into this match, only 5 minutes in, and we're requiring a change. To have a look at what he says here, so Luis Enrique to cover, and Romario to cover the attacking mid role. So Luis Enrique with Romario coming on. I think it's a long time for Romario to play though, but I think he'll be alright. Luis Enrique, very versatile, able to fill in that position. Early chance, Batistuta it was, with one for the Old Age Ballers, who look the more lively side at the moment. Will they press towards an opening goal? Jürgen Kohler taking a yellow card. Passing's been fairly accurate from most of these players. The ball coming forward again. Chances Lebon's making a save. Dan Hazard is here. Good evening, Dan. This is the first match of the day. You haven't missed your own team's game there. And Aaron Vinter it is who scored the goal, filling in centre midfield today. That's where he is. Ronald de Boer is yellow carded, I think, for when they've lost another player. They lose a second, and I think at this point, is it going to be Dennis Irwin, or is it going to be Hierro, who's played the most times? Dennis Irwin's made the most starts for the team, so he will come on for Bosvelt. Wow, they are suffering, and they've made their 2 substitutes in the first half. Of course, they do have another one left, but the chances keep coming in for Aston now. They look a bit more dangerous now. They've lost a couple of key players here with Ince and Bosvelt both going off. Dan was saying Dennis Irwin. Yeah, I think Dennis Irwin was the right one to come on. And looking at it, old age ballers have been hit by injuries and bad luck in the first half there, so they'll continue through to the second half at this point. 60-minute look here for anyone who's under 75%. Will there be anybody in this position? And as we take a quick look at the team, as they go in for a late chance, Batistuta's his yellow card. Let's have a quick bit of the drink here. Brewdog's Mr. President, what is it, 9.2%? It's very jolly beer, just there, all in moderation. Nom nom nom. Right, well, what do we have here? We see the old age ballers team. Nobody. Oh, Romario is the one who's struggling the most, as far as Martin says with his subs. Yeah, fitness below 75 at 60 minutes, so we'll leave them as they are and head towards the conclusion of this match. Will they get an equaliser? They still have an unbeaten record to chase, don't they? They look like they want it, but the opposition holding firm. Interesting to see what happens with them at this point. It seems like this could be the first defeat for Martin as manager. Batistuta having chances but not putting them on target. It's quite disappointing for him at this point, and they have lost. It's 1-0 to Asner's Ajax, who take the game. Look at that, it's absolutely dominant from old age ballers, but they are beaten for the first time under Martin's management, and the run had to end at some point, despite the hard work there of Simeone, who was dribbling, intercepting, tackling, heading, passing, doing a lot, and not even man of the match there, Lizarazu, doing some good work for his team as well. Quick look at Asner. I mean, Labonce has kept them in that game, and they have won. So Real E versus North Trafford. We'll have a quick look at the players here on Real E. We'll take some of the unhappiness away from players. If I should just check at the end of the game, of course, for the old age ballers as well. If they've got any players who needed contracts. David Dunn wanting another £925 a week. Viduka wants to be transfer listed, and Bowie would like a new contract as well. So we push into those deals. Just a quick summary of what finances are like for teams at the moment. Just, the teams have lost money on signing players up really over the course of the season. I think it is mainly signing on fees. Yeah, 4.8 million on signing on fees. They're paying out £13 million in wages. Should have a look at these teams actually as we go through tonight, see what they're on. 13 million out on wages, only less than £100,000 on bonuses. Whereas what are they bringing into the ground in their expenditure? Gate receipts are 6 million, merchandising is over 6 million, so they're doing their job, and the interest coming in with that massive bank balance that's going on, it's looking fairly positive there. Team for today sees Giggs and Dyer running inside, whereas for Southgate and Bischan will push out when it comes to the changes. There are plenty of changes in here. Good evening, Mike. These Division 1 Cuppers, of course, 4 of these, quite a lot of these teams, probably all 7, did play in the Cup the other week, and that's why their league games have been put on tonight. That's exactly what it's all about. So Rio Ferdinand is captain today. I haven't seen any other suggestion of anybody else being captain for the side. And we'll go into the game. Let's take a quick look at the North Trafford finances as well, see how they're getting on. Now, they've made a profit of 3 million, so let's have a look and see what's happened to the 4.3 million transfer funds with all that money in the bank. It's incredible, isn't it? So they've made 6 million on gate receipts, and so very, very similar there. And the expenditure is probably much less on signing on fees, only 4 million on signing on fees. That's a massive difference there, isn't it? And only 24,000 paid out in bonuses. So yeah, and 5 million in wages. So yeah, there's a huge difference in terms of finances for these with the Norwegian players in the squad. Team force today for Ryan just sees a couple of changes. Good evening, Martin. You have just played your game, yeah. Go back and have a quick check and see how your team got on against the effectively managerless Arsenal Ajax. Sense my frustration, of course, from this situation. Stefan Everson is in up front today. Magna Hosett is and Vin.fi. Thank you very much. Job, not Diop. Mock you, lovely. He's trying to mock us. I suppose Hosett is in, and John Anarisa is playing in the role. It's being vacated today by the suspended Ronnie Johnson. So it should be an interesting one for these. Last time they met, it was 3-1 to North Trafford. Bosnich was sent off. He's only on the bench today as Richard Wright. Is he got Kirkland's in goal? Of course, Richard Wright is not there. So there we are. Thomas Muir was in goal rather than being in the reserves. So there's quite a few changes from before. Hosett captains the side, and Tom Henning Overborough. I don't think we've seen Tom Henning Overborough this season. Let's see how he gets on. I am just checking captain wise. Let's just see, is it Olsen? I'm just checking this because I will put it in as the right captain if there is somebody who is supposed to be captain the side. No, it's a Gray. It's a Gray captain. So let's crack on with this one. Evening Alf. There's only 4 games on, so I can put your game on next if you'd like me to. Really score through gigs with the early goal. Norsk 1-0 down, but of course the team that do fight back quite a bit. Really 2 up though. This could be a game where they are slightly unstoppable. Back to making sausage rolls. Ooh, enjoy making your sausage rolls. This. It seems like North Trafford are rolling over at the moment. They're 3 down and Adolfo has scored a penalty. It looks dominant from really as it is. And half time approaching. Here it is. 3-0. Absolutely dominant. All 3 shots have gone in. Not the best performance from Frode Olsen. Really, we'll just continue as they are till 60 minutes as they usually do. And makes Dan hungry. Yeah, I can imagine. It's making me hungry as well. For a nice sausage roll. Reese has missed all 5 tackles, having a nightmare in that position. Let's get to 60 minutes with both teams. Backer coming close to scoring, so at least Norsk have had a chance in this half. Anderson, who scored 2 goals last game, has also come close to scoring. And we go to the real substitutes at this point. See what Matt suggested for this week. He's right up there on the list. Q for Giggs or Adolfo, who is playing worse. Well, 9 and 8, so Adolfo will come off on his 8. Unless there's any of them who are suffering. Nah, nobody's lacking fitness. And Hasselbank for Viduka or Van Nistelrooy, who are playing worse. Well, Viduka scored, and Van Nistelrooy's on a 7. Yes, that does sound good. Yeah, don't make the pastry. Yeah, get ready, rolled, and enjoy playing with the sausage. That's what it's all about. Anyway, so North Trafford for their changes. I think, looking at it, I mean, Reese is just going to have to go off at this point, and he'll come off for Berg with Anderson filling back in that position. Some black pudding in there. I had some black pudding today. Very nice, very nice. Or a berry black pudding. Half an hour to go. It looks dominant. Oh, it was a 4th, but it was disallowed there. Kieran Dyer had the ball in the net. Hasselbank did have the ball in the net there. Frode Olsen having a shocking performance. I think he's forgotten his hands. And 4-0, looking like it could easily be a 5th. Veron just missing the target at that point. And a chance for Norse towards the end, but a dominant 4-0 victory. Is it going to be? Yes, it is. 4-0, very, very calm, collected. Poor North Trafford performance today. All 4 attempts on target going past Frode Olsen. Some thinking to do for the manager regarding the goalkeeper. Really winning plenty of tackles. What's that? They've won 71%. So who's been missing all their tackles? This game, Veron and Viduka missing quite a few. Other than that, Kieran Dyer playing well in terms of dribbles and such like. But yeah, things have gone badly wrong there for North Trafford. Not a performance they'll want to relive, despite the fact that Henningberg knows how to tackle. So we go to Team GB, and that's exactly where it's taken us anyway. So Alf picking for today. Kieran Dyer as a left wing back with Gary Neville on the right for today. Lennon and Butts coming in to the position, Scholes and McManaman in as well. Quite a few changes to the lineup. Shearer stays as captain, and it looks a strong side. Check of the Team GB finances for this season. They have lost over £8 million this season, so where's it all coming in? The gate receipts and merchandising very, very similar to other teams, but the expenditure, 15.8 million in wages, is massive for them, and yeah, that's where most of it is going out. Their wages, their Team GB squad. I mean, it shows the reputation of these players, of course, and the wages that they're earning suggests the team with their expenditure should be doing a bigger job. Is that an elf for me? It's not. I wouldn't say it was typically the most elf formation I've seen, but I suppose if he's had the 4 across here and was allowed to play a third centre back, then yeah, I suppose it's quite similar, of course, to the Leadersford's formation at the start of the season and what they've been playing recently, I think. Yeah, anyway, so we've got into this game here. Allenson missing Nesta through suspension, and Zickler is also out, but he missed last game, which of course a massive win over the leaders, Dalgety Rangers. If you need a confidence boost, that is perfect, isn't it? Last time these two teams played each other, it was 1-1, with Yakubu and Shearer getting the goals. Shearer equalising late on, Kim Rune-Borgerson refereeing back in the day. Del Piero's captain the side today, and Bjarne Hansen today's referee. Team GB are expected to win this game quite comfortably with the strength of the two sides up against each other. I love missing. I don't even think we had a look at the Allenson lineup, which of course is slightly remiss of me. We'll have a look here. We did not look at it at all. Larson, Alexandre, Holovko, Nielsen, Alex Nagunaga joining his name together in that position. Del Piero, D'Alessandro and Jakob H. Yule, who I believe scored last game in that position, his first league goal, I think he did. And Yakubu up front. Yeah, apologies to Big Noob if you're not actually looking at his team. And there's Rio Ferdinand out. Is it a straightforward change of Gareth Southgate coming in, or do we have any other tactical tweaks, such as, I don't know, Gerrard on the left and Dyer going to the right, or I don't know, Gary Neville in centre back? Could be anything. That's what we like about this league. Some real different sort of things happening. It really is a strong beer, but it's alright. Don't agree with the morals of the company, but it's on the shelves. It's a decent beer. Southgate, come on. There we are. For Rio Ferdinand. 9.2%, Dan. Yeah, 9.2, Mr. President. Used to getting 330ml bottles, and now they have it in 440ml cans. Chances for Team GB, they are looking like they're more likely to score. Jakub Wierzchowski making some saves at the moment. Jakub H. Yule, special brew. Well, it's described as, what is it described as? It's described as a defiant double IPA. It's 1-0, by the way, with a goal for Barry Ferguson just before half time. Yeah, double IPA. Half time 1-0, looking good for Team GB. All their shots on target, but Allenson not out of this. Not out of this at all. I'll just let you know, 89% is your lowest fitness and 7 is your lowest rating. Are you going to go, what minute would you like your second half substitutes? For Allenson, they've got some 5s, but they'll go to 60 minutes as they usually do. Team GB, a little look as well. Neil Lennon putting in the most tackles. He's also the most successful tackles. And in terms of dribbling, Shearer's done 8 dribbles this first half. Nobody else has done any for that team. And only Aguinaldo making 1 for Team GB. What is going on with it? Shearer's 8 dribbles. Not quite sure I understand why he's doing that. But anyway, it's Sol Campbell putting in the most passes in the first half for the team. But Nicky Butt, Southgate actually the most accurate with over 20 passes completed. 22 out of 24, 1 out of 2 tackles, but it was a key tackle, and he's won 4 headers, of which 2 were also key headers. So he's been a decent substitute to come on to replace Rio Ferdinand. We're just waiting on Al's confirmation, which he may well have sent by now, because of course there's a delay between things coming through on here. No, actually I'd have seen it, wouldn't I? If he's typed it in. No changes till 60, and we go with both teams till 60 minutes. So Owen Shearer makes it 2-0. All these dribbles has now been rewarded with a goal. He's had another chance. Dyer with another shot as well. And we go to Team GB subs here. Apologies, gone to 61. Shearer's on a 10. Fitness wise, the lowest one there is Scholes on 84. And yeah, everybody 7s and above. So who's it to be? Or will it be anybody? Will they just keep it as it is at this point? Who knows? That's the beauty of the world. I will go over to Allenson to make some changes here. Yule and Nielsen struggling somewhat. So I think the main thing here that Yule, his scoreless game, but he hasn't played particularly well. I think to bring on Conticchio. No, let's bring on Borg, because Borg was suggested by Big Noopy, someone who could come in there. Do we take the other 5 off? Who would be the substitute here? Conticchio can tackle, so he would be the one to come on for Nielsen in position. Smith for McManaman. Smith for McManaman, who's on a yellow card as well. Will there be another change? Just let us know. Yeah, can't tell if there's going to be a second one or not at this point. It's just playing the waiting game. I will go on, and if I need to stop it, and I will. I can't see. Okay, grand. 2-0 it is. And oh, it was a goal, but it was disallowed. Straight away, Allenson with Yakubu got back into that, but the goal ruled out, and that would have really given us an interesting final 25. But as it is, it looks like it could be 3 to Team GB, with a chance if they get another one. Dyer's just missed the target. Hitting the frame it was. It's a bit late now for a comeback. Oh, another one off the frame of the goal for Team GB. Oh, it is a goal. It is one for Alexandra. It's a, like I say, it was a bit late, but Shearer from a long way out, and he's gone off injured with his goal. Just to let you know, there it is a knee injury. I mean, what's happening here? Is it going to be Roy Carroll for a cameo last few minutes? Is it going to be a knee injury? I mean, that could be. Is season over? Who knows? Just need to know who's coming on. You know, it's only a few minutes there. Sacrificed himself for the goal. Struck it from somewhere out, and his kneecap went in as well. Yeah, just a reminder of no Division 2, of course, tonight. This is Division 1 catch-up week. Short round of fixtures. We are 3/4 of the way through as soon as this game is over. Smith up front. Beckham on. And yeah, we'll also have on Wednesday night more Division 1. And there will be, at times over the next few weeks, to make sure we're caught up, extra rounds of Division 1 fixtures, but there'll be late kickoffs to avoid taking up vital evening time. Probably on a Friday, maybe on a Sunday after Super League. Actually, might work out the best night to do that for the catch-up rounds. I think dominant from Team GB in terms of their shots over the course of the game. Lennon won 1 tackle out of 5 in the second half. Shearer, it could be. Is it season over? With that, how many dribbles did he do in the end? 10 dribbles in that game. His average before this game was 1.8 per match. And yeah, Del Piero did his best to get caught offside as many times as possible. 6 it was. 5 tackles won by Larson Halovko, and 3 key ones by Alexandra, but it was not enough defensively. There, Lennon and Butt did well in tandem. Yeah, Butt winning all these tackles, and Lennon losing over 50%, but still playing an 8 with that for his performance there. Into the last game, Tyneside versus Fallaraki. We have a look at these contracts here. McManaman would like one. We always give squad rotation to players unless they want, otherwise McManaman wants 55 grand a week. That's what he's on already. And Smasher Redknapp would also like a contract of £20,000. And unchanged lineup from the Fallaraki 96ers for this week. I believe that's what is happening. Yeah, unchanged for tonight. Same sub info. Great. So last time out they had a defeat to Roundhay. Their finances for this season are such that they have lost 4 million over that. Good night, Alf. Good night. Just under 4 million. Last month, £834 profit. Well done. They've spent nearly 6 million they've received nearly 6 million on gate receipts and nearly 7 million on merchandising. That's one of the biggest merchandising hauls so far. And the expenditure, 14 million in wages, but signing on fees of just over 2 million, and some of the bigger ground maintenance things so far. All the teams playing exactly the same size stadiums, so it's all just pretty relative to, I have no idea what, to be honest. Anyway, their team is in. It's looking like it usually does. For Tyneside here, we've got Bobby Yarrow with like a new contract, so the offer comes in there. Lee Bowyer, a new contract as well. So these players aren't terribly unhappy. Lauren Robert, obviously we know what Robert's like, don't we? Solano dropping back into central midfield to partner Bowyer. Butt is back into the team, and I think that's about it in terms of changes for the lineup today. Owens in for Cole on the bench. Diddy Hamann doesn't get... Right, you're thinking Diddy Hamann is not on the bench despite the fact that he was playing in the first team last game, and we'll just check that. Yep, absolutely right. So anyway, here we go. Last time these two played each other, it was 2-2. Great. Look at that late Alan Shearer equaliser and a Sol Campbell injury. Only 10 empty seats witnessed that game. I don't know, does an empty seat witness a match? Could be nonsense, that. Tyneside, their finances, they've made 4.3 million over the course of this season. So they've received 5.2 million in gate receipts and nearly sort of 6.5 million on merchandise. Prize money of under 5,000. Their signing on fees are bigger, but their wages are considerably lower than Falaraki's. So that's just an interesting little snapshot into what's going on with these. Dan wasn't very happy with Didi Hamann previously, which is why he's not there. The best image on the game here, of course, this is definitely the greatest image in the game. Håkan Bondal refereeing our final match of today. I will click it through to the next games after this for those people who like a jolly bit of admin. Who knows if anyone does. 10 minutes in, not a lot going on. It's definitely a quiet second 10 minutes. Chances of Shearer just off target there. Barmby taking a yellow card for Falaraki. And Viduka, Shearer trying to get involved for Tyneside. Of course, it's Shearer versus Shearer today. It's not been the greatest first half in the world. It's a penalty and a red card to Shay Given. Oh, well. Given had been playing reasonably well. In fact, he played very well this season. Who comes off and Shaka Hislop comes on. That's a killer. That's a killer. He's out for at least a match as well. The Norwegian league seems to be a bit more lenient in their suspensions, at least. You know, in Sweden you can expect up to 9 games for red cards. But Shay Given taking down the Falaraki player. Solano off and Boyer in the middle on his own. Fair enough. We shall do that. And nice big run from Solano until he goes off the pitch here. So Solano coming off for Shaka Hislop. He's got to face a penalty straight away, and it is Shearer who scores for Falaraki just before half time. And it's 2. It's Sol Campbell who went off injured last time, but taking a yellow card for a dangerous tackle. Oh, late attempts for Tyneside to get back into this, but half time 2-0 down. Oh, killer blow there as Given going off his lowest average rating for quite some time. Actually, that one, lowest average rating. Yeah, they've suffering a bit there. But your lowest point on 88. Don't know if you make any changes at this point. And for Falaraki, they will go to 60 minutes with their team. They're doing enough from Sol Campbell and Gareth Southgate from all their tackles, 3 of which are key for each of them. So we'll just leave it for Dan to make his changes. Like the Newcastle players, yeah, they are a bit like that, Dan. Yeah, they've not trying to impress, and at least the real team have done a bit better recently. However, losing the player that seems to like scoring free kicks isn't always the best, is it? Go to 60. Okay, do not pass go. Do not collect 200 subs. We are on with the game. Tyneside trying to get in, they're doing their best, but even Gascoigne is coming close. It's 3-0, and it is Gareth Southgate scoring the goal. It's 4, and Sol Campbell from the distance has made it 4-0. That is incredible. Yes, two Newcastle players scoring past the Newcastle side. Sol Campbell scoring twice. He's on a hat-trick. What's going to happen? Just to check on fitness, Viduka's on a 5. Let's get an arrow on there for him. Shaka's conceded some like 34 goals in 10 games. This season,
this season for you. Yeah, 17 in 6. That is horrendous. So with last season to go on top of that, not going to bring Viduka down to attacking mid. Do you want to be in a line, or would you want them off centre? Do you like that, or are we centralising? Viduka off, Ginola on. It's been a... Let me offset them. Yep, lovely. Can do. David. Oh, not offset them that way. Get over. There you are. And I will just make the changes for Falaraki and Kid. Oh, Batty for butt. There we are. Batty for butt and run to... Then run to the end. Not a run to the end of the pitch. Batty for butt. Batty? Ignore that. Yeah, I will, because Batty's not on the bench. I don't think he should be on the bench. Nah, he's not on your bench. I just checked it. He's on their bench. Brilliant. Do you want anyone else coming off for Nicky Butt? Are we having Rob Lee, Warren Barton? Anybody? Brilliant. I'll go over there anyway. Falaraki for their change at this point. Well, what have we got for Falaraki? We've got a couple of things from Champagno here. So the instructions from before would be Redknapp for Gascoigne. That makes sense to do this one. Fifey's here, going to be Fifey. And what's the other change here for Shearer? If he hasn't scored, well, Shearer did score. Shearer scored a penalty, but we will remove Phil Neville and bring in David Batty. And Steve McManaman should also go at this point. So these are injuries. These are players who are suffering. And Darren Anderton will come on in that position with only a few days left till the next game. 4-0 it is at this point. Dominant from Falaraki, Sol Campbell and Gareth Southgate. 3 goals coming from centre-backs. It is another one, and it's Nick Barmby making it 5. Sol Campbell. Shaka Islam having a nightmare goal. Sol Campbell would be having a nightmare goal if he was playing. But 5-0. This takes Tyneside goals conceded to over 40, I think, and full time. Campbell, man of the match. Just a reminder, that second Saul Campbell goal, after Given took down Shearer and got sent off, he's got a header for his first, and his second, header from Southgate by the way, a volley from, it did say he scored from some way out. He only conceded 5. He ended up with a 6 there, Shaka Hislop. Falaraki had 6 shots to the 1 of Tyneside on target. Well, I've seen worse, but great result for Falaraki. That is, I did say Falaraki could be, they're a side that should not end up in outside the bottom. They should not end up in the bottom 4. That's what I said. They should definitely be a top 10 side, if not even higher, and they've shown that they should really be there. Well, the results, so today 4 wins, Aston are getting a win, despite the fact that their team wasn't submitted again. Real E 4-0 versus North Trafford, superb result for Real E there. Team GB beating Alison Fair 3-1, and Tyneside 5-0 victors today. So Dalgety Rangers 1 point clear, Steelhawks still, but Real E just 3 points off now, and only 2 goals behind Steelhawks. Team GB up to 4th with their win, and Trumpton didn't play, Loco Calaveras didn't play, Aston won, and North Trafford lost, so they've switched places in the table. Falaraki passed Roundhay, are still 4 points off the pace from the next teams ahead. Old Age Ballers 2 ahead of Imaginary Madrid, Allenson losing today and Tyneside losing heavily. They both conceded 41, but imagine Madrid conceded 47 goals. Incredible. Fixtures for next time, before I go and click it on through this game for everybody to be ready for next time. Dalgety Rangers versus Roundhay. If we take a look at how they last played against each other, it was 2-1 to Dalgety Rangers last time. Elba and Van Nistelrooy with Harry Kewell pulling one back. Faliraki versus North Trafford. When they met, it was a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw in the league. Yes, it was in the league. 10 days from now, these fixtures, so there's quite a bit of clicking to do. Fowler and Gascoigne, Urjan Berg and John Carew coming from 2-0 down to the equaliser there. Loco Calaveras versus Steel Hawks. They met last time 3-0 to Loco Calaveras. All goals, well, not all in the second half at all. 2 of them in the second half. Real E versus Imagine Madrid. 1-0 to Real E when they met. A goal from Viduka in the first half. Mexe went off injured, and that was sort of the issue there for Imagine Madrid. They were out without him for a while. Is Jordi back? Jordi will possibly be back. He's doubtful, but he may well be back in the game. Team GB versus Aston Ajax. Last time they met, Arsenal won 2-1. I don't know why I'm clicking on that one there. So Van der Meijden and Davids. Davids with a late winner after Alan Smith had seemingly got an equaliser. Trumpton versus Old Age Ballers. Trumpton, last time they played each other, it was 2-0 to the Old Age Ballers, losing Enrique and Batistuta in the first half. And Tyneside versus Allenson at the bottom 2. Last time they played, it was a 2-2 draw. And, Bowyer with an equaliser from Nielsen. Shearer with a late equaliser from Alex Oganaga, and Woodgate sent off. Well, anyone who's sticking around, then of course, please feel free. Ferdinand is out for a month. That's quite a while to be missing there. He'll miss games against Aston Ajax, against OABs, and possibly against Imagine Madrid. Alan Shearer will be out for 3 weeks, so he'll miss those first 2 games in that list there. They are pleased with the win. Espen Vik, the coach, who's a better scout. And so now we can do this. We can actually change the manager over now to the new manager. So we will go to adding in a manager, and he can just straightforward be the new manager this time. Oh, that's a surname, isn't it? So we'll put him as a surname. There we are. New manager coming into the side, the Norwegian boss of, where have they gone? Old Age Ballers. Take control. A new boss. And we take a quick look at the manager before he was. So Int's out for 2 months. 2 months. That means he'll miss games all the way up. That's a lot of games. Dalgety Rangers is one where he's about where he should be coming back around that time. Towards the end of the season. Bosvelt 10 days out. The history of this manager, how they did, reaching the cup semi-finals. Remember, winning more than they lost, but have still been sacked. And the old Martin Gauss Peterson now retires. We click on. I don't know if anyone's there are some viewers apparently. No, thanks for sticking around. Thank you. Reaction there, 4-0. Of course, it was a 4-0 win that did it for them. An excellent Faliraki win. Given, well, no, you don't get an appeal against that kind of thing. It's just a standard one. Support a protest against Dan Hazard. Seedorf banned and Lippmann injured. And we can click through. Attain a respectable league position. Check out for 3 weeks. So without Czech, Imagine Madrid will be playing Kudachi. Well, we have 3 weeks out. He can immediately be moved down to reserves and replaced by Paul Robinson, who hasn't got into the first team squad, hasn't got a squad number for this season, but he'll be on the bench at least next time out. So we click through. What else do we have in our news for this week? We've got something here with Holland. Is there a game for Norway coming up in between this? There might be. Grove bidding for players. They always seem to go for quite a few players. Mega Horse coming in with an offer for Yertje Dudek. They don't seem to be too happy with Ekstrand, who is that like a Lars Eriksson regen or something like that that's coming to the squad by the look of it. Somebody like him. Clicking through, we reach the Thursday. We still must have about 9 days to go till the next games. Gets a bit easier after a while. Joe Cole back. Loco Calaveras. We've got Oyvind Fossum, a physio. It's Solano. No, we defend the players in this league. Fans are unhappy with Solano though. Not convinced Dan Hazard's got what it takes. How is Sprungfelt doing a D1 save? We can have a look at the Sprungfelt squad and see how they're doing, Mike. We can have a little look at that. They're not in any leagues, but they've signed Wilfred Baumer and Ariel Ortega. Baumer from York. York, who now have lost all of their players. Silvestre, 2 Baumers and Russell Howarth left over the course of this season. And they haven't sold anybody, so not too bad. Chris Homer there, training like a true pro. Jeff Whitley, his clear reputation is too low to be on the save. News for the Old Age Ballers. Yeah, they're not players, so it doesn't matter to them. I missed one team there, but I'll get back to that soon. News from Calaveras. Palermo's out for a week. And Trumpton, another person with a contract running out, member of staff. It's after the season finishes anyway, it doesn't matter. Babayaro signs a new deal. There's the news. It's North Trafford with the news. Hegem is back in training. We are a week from the matches now. Rick Helme also in there. Grove making an offer for Beckham. Through the news just keeps coming in. Disgrace. Yes, it's a disgrace indeed. No, Jeff Whitley. Oh, news again. I'm trying to click through. I'm just basically watching that bottom corner, and there's some news for Asner. Kluivert is back, but it depends on whether the manager will pick a team. Dudek would like to move to Mega Horse. Well, we have to deny the rumour. We have to deny. We won't be selling any players. Fewer than 10 games to go for each team now. Of course, the rest of this season. McManaman signs that new contract. News again from Tyneside that Cole's back in training. Ståle Jonsson. Another day through. Just get it easier. Grove making an offer for Beckham. This is the kind of thing I have to click through anyway before the game, so I might as well just stay on here for anyone who's at least got very bored. Kent Martinez, what a great name. Beckham linked with a move, we deny. News from the Old Age Ballers. Bosvelt back in light training. Another offer. Grover for everybody, it seems, at the moment. They won't be in international games, then will there? It's can't be in internationals at this point. Govanek is out for 2 weeks. That's a substitute there for them. Croatia have accepted an offer from Norway for a friendly in the Norway squad. To be decided. What a team that is for Norway. Yeah, they'll just go ahead with that squad. The under 21s. Are there enough players? Yes, there are enough players. Oh no, there aren't. 22. There must be, so we'll have a quick look and see who's available. Under 21s, top value. Outside of playing in this league, of course, where we need to be. Cole, no, more in Norway. I know we should have gone for based abroad, but I didn't. Cancelled that off. Matthew Jones. I mean, he was in. Yes, of course. Yes, he was at Wacky Races last season, wasn't he? That's why he's been put in. Missed somebody's news there. Imagine Madrid, I think it was. No, in the 20s. Oh no, they've been picked in the squad. Why are they in the squad? Why are they in the squad at all? Let's remove these players. Clubs. Can we remove any of these players from the squads here? Smith. Can't be removed. Oh well, apologies there. There are players who'll be missing, but I did not put those players in the squad. I can absolutely confirm that. They must have done something with a manager holiday or something through the season. Quite a few players have gone into the squad here. Yeah, it's just something I could not avoid. I don't know why they're in the squad. Aymar turning up late for training. Defending Robert. A little bit of news missed there. Smith called up. Fans unhappy with Terry. The board unhappy with Terry. But Terry improving his training. That's quite annoyed me, these international call-ups, that I certainly didn't put the people in the squad, because why would I want players to be missing from the games? Hopefully there won't be fixtures, but we'll have a look and see when the fixtures are. I think they're okay. I think they're okay. We should make it much, much better. Norway's game. Yeah, I think we're alright for them to play. Phew. Makes a bit of relief. If I'm in charge, I certainly won't pick them. An offer coming in there. We're almost at the game, so the save will be saved and sent out to people. Galatasaray versus Real Madrid. Won by Real Madrid. Jordi Nunes, a fake player, scoring 2 goals in the game there. And we click. Esteban's 2 all to play in the game. Nonsense. He's fine. He's only 36 and declining. We missed a bit of news. Here's one, Steve Howsham out of the Norway squad. That's a shame, isn't it? He must be called up. Okay, well, let's go back to the Norway squad. We don't have to have them at that age. Raul Sprungfeld, he was a midfielder, wasn't it? So bring in somebody here. Let's go for centre mids to come into that squad. Rui Costa. Just bring someone jolly into that squad. It's just funny to have a look at who's available. Let's come into these. Ronaldo of Gondor. Oh, we'll have a tribute to Alf, won't we? Call up Mehmet Scholl. Respond. Confirm. We must be about at the games now. News for Steelhawks. Barsum's out for 2 weeks. News for Roundhay. Mihailovic back in training. Deadline for transfers next week. That might calm things down. And there we are. We're at the games. So this is now round 19, which is, of course, it was 17 part 2 before. But there we are. That's going to go on to the onto the drive now, and we're ready. Deadline for teams, please. It's Wednesday night, so deadline 5 p.m. Wednesday for these games. If there'll be no one on anyway, but thank you very much and good night.